What's up everyone, Monkey Demon 109 bringing you another ACBM tips. ACBM is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer, in case of you didn't know. And so there's only a few things, well actually, no, there's quite a few things I want to go over. But anyway, so yeah, let's just get started. Alright, so in this first situation, we're going to be mainly focusing on the radar that's in the bottom center of your screen. Now, our target, the footpad, is pretty far away, judging by the size of the blue portion on this radar. The blue portion kind of tells you how close you are to them, and it tells you the direction that they're in. Now, here, you know, we're already in 6th place, and we're about 3 minutes into the game. And so, to get to our target, who right now is across the entire map from us, we would have to sprint most of the way, and sprinting makes us really obvious to any pursuers that might be on us. And as you can see in the top left, there is one person going for us right now. So instead of running across the map, we're gonna just kill somebody who's not exactly our target, just so that we can hopefully get a new target. So here, run up and kill the doctor, even though I know he's not my target. And while we wait, we're gonna hide in this crowd that you see me in right now. And since the butcher came up and started running, or he was jogging while he was in my line of sight, you see this little red triangle above his head. So that means that he's my pursuer, and what I have to do now is to stun him. So you can do this in a couple ways. You can lock on to him. Once he gets close enough to you, you can just press B or circle. I'm not sure what the key is on the computer, but press whatever the stun key is, and you know, you'll punch him in the face and he won't be able to target you for at least like 5 seconds or so. Right, but here I was having a lot of trouble locking onto him, and right about now you're going to see a mistake that I make in the movement of my character. So pay attention to how I move the smuggler, which is the avatar that I'm playing right now. So as he comes by, I move towards him, which is a bad idea. It makes you more obvious. I got my smoke bomb done, and I was able to stun him. Alright guys, so this clip is going to demonstrate the use of a throwing knife a little bit. I used it and didn't realize that I used it, sort of kind of thing. You'll see a little bit later, but you can see that our target is the priest, and in the top center of our screen, the priest is hopping around on these beams here, and he runs around a lot, so I need to slow him down somehow. What throwing knives pretty much do is it'll slow down your target for 10% of his normal walking pace, I believe. It also stops him from climbing, makes him fall down off of buildings and stuff. And so yeah, so here, you know, I don't want to chase him, so I use my throwing knife, and I thought that I missed him, but he's on the ground. Like, I don't know, he was still moving, so I thought I didn't get him, but oh well. I mean, he comes back up, I slow him down, and so I'm able to get the kill. Alright, in this clip we're going to see a gigantic mistake that I make. Right here, we're on the rooftop. This is actually why I hate being on the rooftop in this game, because it's just way too obvious who you're going for when it's only the two of you on a roof. But anyway, so as you can see, we have the priest again as our target, and he is in almost the exact center of our screen. He's just to the left of it, and now you can see the way he's pointed, and if you can't see the way he's pointed, then maybe you can see he's running to our right. So what I want to do, instead of going straight for him, I want to try to cut him off, so I'm going to walk to our right, as you can see here. So he's running, I want to just walk, I want to do a fast walk, and he saw me, so I decided to use a throwing knife on him. Now that we got him here, there's one of two things that we could do. We could either throw a smoke bomb, and we could try to stun him that way for 3 seconds, so that we might be able to get a focus kill on him. Or, you know, the better option here, as you can see on the top right, we are silent to him. So this means that we're going to get plus 200 points maximum for getting the kill off. He already knows that we're going for him because we just threw a knife at him. So in this situation, you can see the distance from myself and the priest, and it's only, you know, roughly 6 or 7 feet. Here what you would want to do is you would want to tap the jogging button a little bit. On Xbox, it's right trigger. I'm assuming for PS3 it's going to be L2. Again, for computer, you know, I don't know. But anyway, I mean, just tap the running button, you know, come up to him a little bit quicker, and then take the kill. Here I took option 1, and I pay for it in, you know, losing my target and getting killed. So throw the smoke bomb, didn't capture him, and so he started running and shot. Okay, so in this situation, again, we got the priest. Apparently I get him a lot. But here I just wanted to kind of show how you can go from incognito to silent, climbing up a building or falling down a building. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out where he is. I know that he's up on one of these roofs, but I can't really see him right now. And right there, you can see that the radar, the blue portion turned into a light blue. So when it's dark blue, it means that your target is not within your character's line of sight. When it turns light blue, when it gets highlighted like that, it means that your target is within your line of sight. So as you can tell, the radar highlighted right before I started climbing. So I climbed up a little bit, I ran up the side of the building, and if you look on the top right, you can see that I'm still incognito to the priest. And so that means that he pretty much doesn't know who I am. Okay, so now we're going to see this clip right here. I jump down, and right when I press B to let go of this building, you can see that all of a sudden I'm silent to the priest. So that's a very important distinction. I think that just means that you can run up buildings without alerting your target that you're going after them. But you can't jump down buildings, or you can't fall from buildings. I'm not really sure why that is. I think they want to do it just in case if like you jump off a roof near your target, then they can tell. But like if you're climbing up, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I just wanted to show that slight distinction so that, you know, it was clear to everyone that that's pretty much how this works. Alright, so this was just a few seconds after the other clip that I just showed you guys. Our target is still the priest, and we're on the rooftop again. As you can see, you know, right now I want to really just cut him off. So I'm hoping he's going to run straight at me and I can get the easy kill. But as you can see right here, he jumps straight off into this other roof. And now he's kind of running in a direction that I don't want to be in. Luckily, he turns back to more of the middle of the map, which is exactly where I need him to be. So if he kept running straight, that would have been a slight problem because I would have had to have followed him a little bit to try to cut him off in some other angle. But now that he's moved and, you know, he's facing towards the center of the map, this might make it a lot easier. If he jumps to the middle of the map, then I can just spam X, which on the Xbox is the kill button. On PS3, it's probably square. Again, for computer, I don't know. But if he jumps from this roof to the middle, if I just spam X, hopefully I can get an aerial kill off of it. If he jumps somewhere else, then most likely I'm gonna just wait and kind of wait for him to either run away from this middle area of the map or wait for him to run to me or get on some other roof or something. And from there I'll decide what to do. But as you can see right here, he walks up and he jumps from the roof. And so I'm just sitting here spamming X and get the kill. Alright, so here you can see that we're running out of time a little bit. And I decided to hide in this group of people from my 3 pursuers. You can tell I have 3 pursuers by the 3 red triangles on the top left. I chose this specific spot for a couple of reasons. Now you can't see behind me, but there's a wall sort of behind me. It's not an actual like literal wall, but nobody can come up from behind me without me knowing. So that was one reason why I chose this specific spot, so that nobody can kind of like creep up on me. Another thing is that when most people see a crowd, they'll go for, if they have to guess, they'll go for the person that's closest to whatever corner they're from. This smuggler that has the X over her head, she's the one who's closest to the corner. So if the person, you know, decides to go for her, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get the escape. So the reason I decided to hide here in the first place was because I just made it very obvious who I was just a few seconds previously by killing somebody. So no computer can kill somebody else. So that means that if you see someone kill someone else, you know, the person who did the killing, that is definitely a player. There's no doubt about it. So I made myself very obvious to a lot of people, so I decided to run. Now here you can see that the footpad jumps down. and since he jumps down, you see this red triangle above his head. And there's a few things that are going on in this scene right now. So I threw my smoke bomb, which makes anyone but me in the vicinity start coughing, so they can't do anything for, you know, a few seconds. And so that provides you an easy stun as long as you get the smoke bomb off in time. Here's something that he did. You might be wondering why the two computers next to me all of a sudden turned into the footpad. He used an ability called Morph, which pretty much just does that. It changes any non-player characters or computers near you into your same avatar or your same persona, as it's called in this game. So that's a very good idea when you're looking into a crowd of people and you're not really sure who to kill. What you would want to do, what I found helpful in doing this, is pairing up Morph and Smoke Bomb at the same time. So when you morph a crowd of people, you'll throw the Smoke Bomb pretty much right after, so that even though your entire crowd is morphed, your target can't really do anything because they're coughing in the smoke. If you just had Morph on and used on a crowd of people to find your target, you're then relying on your reaction skill, and sometimes it's not going to be enough because your target, if they're standing in a crowd of people, is probably already looking at you. They're probably assuming that you're one of their pursuers, and so reaction time based, if you morph an entire crowd of people, they're going to be quicker on the draw to stun you than you are to lock onto them and kill. Okay, so right here I get the stun off, and you see another pursuer of mine see me get the stun, so he just comes in for the kill. Okay, so this is the last kill of the game, and you can see a lot of different things in this picture. One is that I'm silencing my target, who's a courtesan. The courtesan is located on the top left-ish of the screen. She's to the right of the first number, but you can tell that I'm silent because of the top right portion of the screen, and this means that at some point I was obvious while I was in her line of sight. As you can see, she's looking for her target because her body is faced towards my direction, and at this point I believe I'm tied for first with this courtesan. What you want to do here, I mean, there's a couple things that you could do. One, you could try to jump off of this roof onto the roof below, jump across this alleyway, run up the other building and kill her, or you can hope that she's going to jump over to your roof and you can take an easy kill. The reason why she would want to jump over to the other roof is that she would want to be undeniably first. The reason why you wouldn't want to jump over to her is because that will make yourself incredibly obvious, and the jump alone is going to make you at least discreet, if not having to chase her. Another reason why you wouldn't want to jump to her is that it would take a good amount of time. That would take at least, I would say, like 5 seconds maybe. And within that time, she can do a lot of things. She can either jump to the roof that you were just at, and so escape you easier, or throw a smoke bomb while you're climbing up the other building, and then once you get caught in the smoke bomb, she can take an easy stun. Right now, there's really nothing for us to lose by standing here. If she doesn't come over, if she doesn't jump over, we'll tie her for first, which is not really a bad thing. If she does jump over, we'll get a very easy kill. There would be almost nothing she could do about it, and we'll become undeniably in first. So as you can see here, she grows impatient and she jumps over, which gives us an easy kill. Alright, so that concludes the second tips video that I've made. And as you can see, the score is 4250 with 8 kills. The second place person was 3950 with 6 kills. And right, until next time, I'll see you guys later.